वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम्। Page 394. नाहमत्र भोग्यं पश्यामीति समित्पाणिः पुनरेयाय तं ह प्रजापतिरुवाच मघवन् यच्छान्तहृदयः प्राव्राजिः सादं विरोचनेन किमिच्छन् पुनरागम इति स होवाच यथैव खलु अयं भगवः अस्मिन् शरीरे साद्वलङ्कृते साद्वलङ्कृतो भवति सुवसने सुवसनः परिष्कृते परिष्कृतः एवमेवायम् अस्मिन् अन्धे अन्धो भवति श्रामे श्रामः परिवृक्णे परिवृक्णः अस्यैव शरीरस्य नाशम् अन्वेषणस्यते नाहमत्र भोग्यं पश्यामीति। Thus Indra came back. Nahamatra bhogyam pashyamiti. I do not see any benefit in this. Why? Because the Tamba Prajapati Ruvacha. Prajapati asked him, Bhagavan, hey Indra, Yashantrada Virochanena Sadam Pravraji. Hey, you went away from here along with Virochana, quite satisfied in your mind. Kimichan Punaragamaiti. So, what's the reason why you have come back again desiring? What have you come back again? Meaning that you were satisfied. What happened to that satisfaction? When a desire has arisen, meaning that satisfaction is gone. So, therefore, desiring. So, you went away free from all desires, and then now you come back desiring what? So, Vacha, then Indra reported to Prajapati. Yatheva khalayam bhagavasmin sharire sadhalankrite sadhalankrito bhavati. I thought about it. That, oh revered sir, when this body is well ornamented, then this Atma also becomes well ornamented. When this is well dressed, this also becomes well dressed. When this one is clean, that also becomes clean. That is okay. That's what I found. What does it mean? Asmin ande ando bhavati. Because as Bhashyakara said, Nakhalo madhivihi deha avayavatvasya tulyatvat. Because deha avayavatvam is the same, and therefore, just as when these avayavas came, this one also got the avayava. When avayavas went away, this also did similarly. When the eyes go away, eyes of this one also will go away. When this one is suffering from cold cough, this also will. When this becomes crippled, this also will. When this dies, that also will die. So this is the extension of the reasoning that Indra applied. So now we could see the reasoning. Now you could see the reasoning as to why Prajapati had asked them to look into the plate full of water with this ornaments, etc. Now you could see how the reflection cannot be Atma, because he could see that, so Vivicharitvam, Kadachitkatvam, that some of these things are incidental, Vivichari also transitory. And so this one is transitory, incidental, adventitious. That cannot be Atma. Namatra bhogam, I don't see any benefit. Meaning, knowing this Atma, there is no way that I can attain all the worlds and all the desires. Therefore, evam dosham deshayatma darshane avad adhyavasya. This dosha, this defect, this difficulty, deha chhayatma darshane adhyavasya. Looking upon deha chhaya, the reflection of the body as the Atma, or even looking upon body as the Atma, Indra saw this difficulty. Sa savitpani brahmacharya vastum punaraya. He came back, savitpani, with faggots in his hand. So Bhashyakara says, brahmacharyam vastum. For living here as a brahmachari, he came back. And then Prajapati asked him, what brings you back here? Vijanannapi punaha papracha. Even though Prajapati knew what exactly had happened to Indra, and still he asked him, Indra abhipraya abhivyaktaye. For Indra to express his intention, his desire, his opinion, his conclusion, to allow Indra to express his understanding. Yadveta tenama upasidayadi yadvada. Giving an example of how a similar thing happened before also, when Sanat Kumar asked Sage Narada, please tell me what you know, and then I'll tell you more than what is to be known further. Meaning that it is quite appropriate for a teacher to know, it is better, or it's always desirable, I should say, that a teacher should know what is abhipraya, or what is the conclusion, or understanding, or intention, or the desire of the person who is before him, of the disciple. Because as Sanat Kumara said, tataste urdhvam vakshamedi. Tell me what you know, then I'll tell you further than that. Similarly also, the teacher should know what the disciple knows. And that is why every Upanishad is a dialogue, a unique dialogue between a given teacher and a given disciple. because each one has his different orientation, different samskaras, different conclusions, and therefore a specific student is addressed in every Upanishad. So that is why the Upanishad also tell us the Akhyayika. Even anecdotically, this is also communicated to us. Tatha cha swaviprayam prakadam akarod. In keeping with this desire or ask question of Prajapati, Indra prakadam akarod, brought out or revealed his abhipraya, his confusion or his conclusion. Evamevati anvamodata Prajapati, and Prajapati also anvamodata, he also showed his agreement with what Indra had concluded. Now going to page 395. Says Anandagiri, Shishyoho Shranasamya bhi Pratipatti Vaishamya Nimittam Pruchhati. So now we know what Indra's Pratipatti is. We were told what Virochana's Pratipatti was. Because Upanishad reported that Virochana, after returning to his people, told them that the father has said that body alone is Atma. Therefore, Atma of the nature of body is to be decked, ornamented, is to be attended to, is to be served. And by doing that, we will attain this world and the other world. So, Virochana's in the conclusion was clear, was informed. But what was Indra's conclusion, we do not know. So, both of them equally went away satisfied in their mind. However, their understanding was different from each other. So, what was their understanding? Now we understand what was the understanding of Indra. So, Anandagiri asks, Shishyoho Shranasamyapi. How come both the disciples listened to Prajapati, the same teacher, at the same time? Pratipatti Vaishamya. How come Pratipatti? How come their understanding, Vaishamya, was quite different from each other? Samanata, sameness is not there. The disparity is there, difference is there. Nimittam Prachadi. What is the reason why these two disciples understood the same teaching in different ways? What's the reason? This other Tikakara, last line, page 394 says, Nanu tulya ityadi shanka parihareyoho abhipraya purvamev varnitaha. So, this shanka parihareyoho, the doubt and the resolving of the doubt that now follows with the verse Nanu tulya. So, on the page 394, 5, now the shanka is raised and parihara, the doubt also is resolved. So, this discussion that now follows, beginning from verse Nanu tulya, abhipraya purva varnitaha. So, nothing new is being told. What is meant to be conveyed through this discussion has already been communicated earlier by Bhashyakara. So, Nanu iti, we read this, page 395. Nanu tulye akshi purusha shravane deha chhayam indro agrahit atma iti dehameva cha virochanaha tatkin nimittam tulye akshi purusha shravane. Both of them had said the same thing. Yesha akshini purusha, yesha atma. So the instruction was the same. And still, Indra dehachayam atma iti agrahid. Indra understood that What the teacher meant was that the reflection is Atma. This is how Indra understood the instruction of the teacher. Deyam evacha virochana. Whereas Virochana understood that teacher has said the body is Atma because that's what he went and told his people. Tatkin nimittam, that pratipatti vaishamyam. So that difference in the understanding on the part of the two disciples, what's the reason why this is different? When the teacher is the same, instruction is the same, at the same time and place the same instruction is given, and still how is it that two disciples seem to carry a different understanding, different conclusion? What's the reason? The Anandagiri says, Acharya Mata Upanyasa Dwara Pariharati. Acharya Mata Upanyasa Dwara. Upanyasa, presenting the Mata, the opinion of Acharya, of some Acharya. So, Kaschit Acharya. This other footnote says Kaschit Acharya. Some Acharya. So, Bhashyakara appears to see the need of presenting the opinion of some teacher with regard to the reason why the pratipatti or the understanding of the different disciples is different. So says, Tatra manyate. So line 32 says, Vyakhyataraha parihara manyante ityarthaha. Vyakhyataraha. So the commentators. So parihara manyante. This is the opinion of the commentators to answer this doubt. Bhashyakara says, Tatra pratipatti visheshe dushtantena nimitta vishesham darshayati. Dushtantena, by giving an illustration. Pratipatti visheshe nimitta vishesham darshayati. Pratipatti vishesha, the different understanding takes place. Nimitta vishesham, because of different reasons. So different understanding takes place in different disciples because of different reasons. With illustration, Bhashyakara explains that. Yatha iti. Yatha indrasya udasharavadi prajapati vachanam smarataha devan aprapyasyeva आचार्योक्त बुद्ध्या छायात्म ग्रहणम तत्र दोष दर्शनम च अभूत न तथा विरोचनस्य किम तर्हि देहे एव आत्मदर्शनम नापि तत्र दोष दर्शनम बभूव तद्वदेव विद्याग्रहण सामर्थ्य प्रतिबंध दोष अल्पत्व बहुत्व अपेक्षम इंद्र विरोचनयोः छायात्मदेहयोः ग्रहणम. So nimitta, the reasons. What's the reason why different people understand him differently? Vidya, grahana, samarthya, pratibandha, dosha, alpatva, bahutva, apeksham. Apeksham, on account of pratibandha, dosha, alpatva, bahutva. Alpatva, the littleness. Bahutva, the greatness. Of what? Dosha, of the defect. What kind of defect? Pratibandha dosha, the defect in the mind that brings about a pratibandha or obstacle to what? Vidya, grahana, samarthya. So vidya, grahana, samarthya is there. The capability of grahanam or grasping or understanding the vidya, understanding the knowledge or gaining the knowledge, understanding the instruction is there. But then there is a dosha, there is a defect. Pratibandha dosha. There is some defect that becomes an obstacle to that capacity of one's grasping what the teacher is instructing. Sometimes alpatvam, sometimes that dosha, defect may be limited, small. Bahutvam, sometimes it may be great. Tadapeksham, because of that. So this is nimitta. Bhashyakara or the teacher says, what's the nimitta, what's the reason? For different understanding, this is a reason. That the level or the capacity of the two students is different. Capacity of understanding is different in different people. Why is it capacity different? Because the obstacles are different. Obstacles that become the barrier or inhibiting factors in allowing the student to understand. So this is always possible, that a student or a listener may understand or interpret the word of the teacher or a speaker in his own way. Everybody seems to have their own way of interpretation, depending upon what their intellect allows, depending upon many things, their orientation, their preconceived notions. So some people want to understand in some ways only. They already concluded what this fellow has to say, and regardless of what he says, they will understand in their own way. So many things are there. All these journalists that we have and all these news media, they already have concluded. And therefore their interpretation or their understanding will be as it is. They have concluded what they want to report, put it this way. So they will interpret those words in a given way. So everybody has a different agenda, different orientation. Although here the agenda of both the disciples was the same. In that way they were open-minded and they were ready to receive and understand the teaching as it was imparted to them. However, their capacity of grasping was different. And although apparently when this is said, it is understood that everybody has a capacity to grasp. As far as self-knowledge is concerned, everybody has the potential of grasping that, provided the mind is ready. It is ready with reference to purity as well as the Advaita samskara, the Shravanas. Samskara of the Shravanam, Mananam also must be there. Along with that must be there the Antahaka Shuddhi or purity of the mind. Because this is knowledge of oneself, of which one already has experience. Because self is self-effulgent. That being the case, ultimately it is not by the reasoning that one gains the knowledge. It is not by the intellect that one gains that knowledge. The intellect with the reasoning clears the way for the mind to see this fact. So the fact exists. Self is already shining as myself. I'm already experiencing it and I have conclusions about the self. And if the intellect paves the way of showing how those conclusions are wrong, by neti neti, not this, so intellect paves the way to remove the defects, and that way the self shines. So said even Bhashyakara also, that Prajapati thought that when these two people will reflect upon my words again and again, then slowly all the defects or the obstructions will go away. So everybody may not have capacity of understanding theory of relativity, etc., etc. That's a different kind of a mind. So you require a very sharp mind there. You require also a great reasoning capacity, etc. Here that need not be. What is required here is the Antahkarana Shuddhi, and a basic ability to understand. A basic ability, no doubt about that. But then still we find even essentially illiterate people also have gained this knowledge. It's not so. So many bhaktas have been there who, they don't have that kind of vidvat or scholarship. So scholarship paves the way for the heart to understand, to see this fact. And therefore, let us say that everybody has the potential of, every human being has the potential of gaining the knowledge. And therefore, the potential of understanding the instruction of the teacher in the scriptures. Except that everybody seems to have a different understanding, different conclusion, because of the degree of the intensity of the obstacle in allowing the true understanding of this instruction or the teaching. So this nimittam is being told with drishtanta, same drishtanta. Yatha is drishtanta. Indrasya udasharavadi prajapati vachanam smarataha. For Indra, smarataha, when he was remembering prajapati vachanam, the words of Prajapati, what? Indra sharavadi. So with those experiments, what Prajapati said, remembering of those words and thinking about them, Devan aprapta seva acharyokta buddhya. So Devan aprapta seva, before he reached even the Devatas, acharyokta buddhya. Acharyokta, what the Acharya said, buddhya, understanding. Sri Dhananagiri, acharyokta buddhya tatparyena prajapatina chayatmaya ukta iti bhrantya. So acharyokta buddhya. Acharyokta, what the Acharya said. Buddhi is understanding. So understanding what the Acharya said. What is understanding? Tatparyena prajapatina chaya atma eva ukta iti bhrantya. Because the bhranti is that, in fact, Prajapati intended to say that the reflection alone is Atma. That's the buddhi. So that's the understanding of what Prajapati said, Acharya said. So because of that, it's bhranti, but still this is his conclusion, Chayatma Grahanam. Tatra dosha darshanam cha bhut. Because of the lower intensity of the abstraction, even though he at first understood it wrongly, but then he could see that this understanding is a faulty understanding, because it does not synchronize with what the teacher has said. Basically, he is looking at the result of this knowledge, and we don't see the result of this knowledge as the teacher has said. But then, na tatha virochanasya. But that did not happen to Virochana. So Virochanasya, Indravat Chayatma Acharyokta Buddhya na bhut. But as it happened to Indra, who understood that it is a reflection of the Atma, that did not happen to Virochana. Na tatha Virochanasya. That conclusion did not arise in Virochana. Kim tari, then what happened to Virochana? Says Katham tari tasya atma darshanam iti ashanka. Kim tari means what? In what manner then did the Virochana understand the nature of the self? Says deheva atma darshanam. So he thought that deha alone is Atma is what the teacher has said. Meaning, this was the interpretation of what the teacher said. The teacher means to say that he has a body, that is Atma. Nabi tatra dosha darshanam bahuva. With this gross conclusion also, he did not see any defect, any inconsistency, anything wrong with that conclusion. Merely he went satisfied and lived with that conclusion. here, buddhya on the page in the line 32, agamapayetu buddhya ityartha. So acharya yukta buddhya. The acharya is meant to say that, look, the chayatma is what? Agamapayi. It is transitory. It is adventitious. It is coming and going, subject to appearance and disappearance. It is incidental. So this part, Indra understood. That buddhi. This is what this Tikakara says. And there were Chayatma Grahanam. So Anandagiri and this Tikakara have a different explanation for Acharya Yukta Buddhya. Anandagiri says that Bhrantya, the Bhranti that arose in Indra, on account of his understanding of what the Acharya said, so Buddhya means Bhrantya. This Tikakara says on the other hand, that by understanding Acharya Yukta Buddhya, he understood what the Acharya said. What? The Acharya said that the reflection is so Vyavichara Agamapai. That by these experiments, Acharya intended to convey the Agamapai, the transitoriness of the reflection that Indra could see. That party could see. And that is how Dosham Ch Abhu Dosha Darshanam. Because of that, Dosha Darshanam happened. This tika Shrutataya idi pathe Mukhyataya ityartha. So Acharyokta Shrutataya means Mukhyataya. Shruti here Mukhya. So this is what Acharya meant. He took the words, literally what the Acharya said. Yesha Akshini Purusha. The Purusha, the person that is seen in the eye. So what is seen in the eye? That is a reflection. So Mukhyataya. He took those words in the primary sense. Napi tatra, then in case of Virochana, dosha darsana, babu tadvadeva, vidyagrahana samarthya, pratibinda dosha, alpatva uhutva apeksham, indra virochanayoho, chhatmadevayoho grahanam. Anandagiri says, Acharyana atma deha eva ukta iti buddhya tatreva virochanasya Atmajnanam asid ityartha. So Acharyena Chaya Atma Chaya eva Atma ukta iti buddhya. Indra's conclusion is that Prajapati said that Chaya is Atma. Whereas Virochana says, Prajapati said that Deha is Atma. So Acharya ukta buddhya. By understanding what the Acharya said, that understanding is different. Idi buddhya tatre virochanasya atmajnanamasid. Therefore, the knowledge of the self for virochana was that the body is the Atma. Indrasya chayatma grahane devana praptasyeva margamadye dosha darsanavat virochanasya asuran apraptasya advani dehatma darsane dosha darsanam na pravrittam. As far as Indra is concerned, Chayatma Grahane, understanding that Chaya is the Atma, Devana Praptasyeva Marga Madhye, before reaching the Dev Sargaloka, on the way itself, Dosha Darshanavat, then he could see the dosha, the defect in his understanding. Not the defect in what the teacher has said. Indra could see that my understanding is defective. Tadvad virochanasya asuran apraptasya advani. Similarly, virochana, before reaching the asuras, advani in the way, dhyata dosha darsam na pravrittam. That did not happen to virochana. Sabhashekar said, napi tatra dosha darsam bahuva. Dushtanda muktva darshtantika maha. So what happened? Indra Virochana is Drishtanta. And Darshtanta. See, the question was a general question. So, based on what happened in Indra and Virochana, a general question is asked. How come different people have different understanding from the same teaching? Then what happened in Indra and Virochana is presented as an illustration. And a general conclusion is given that because of this reason, different people have different understanding from the same instruction. So Tadvat is the Darshtanta. So we read that Tadvadeva Vidyagrahana Samarthya Prathima Dosha Alpatva Bhutapeksham. Siddhanagiri Vidyagrahana Upayikasya Samarthasya. Samarthya capacity, upayik capacity that becomes the upaya, the means of understanding, So what enables us to understand what we are told is our capacity to understand. So each one has a given capacity to understand what is being told. So that samarthya becomes the means of understanding what we are told. Pratibandha bhuto, and that samarthya, that capacity is obstructed, is inhibited. You ragadi dosha, what's the dosha? Ragadi dosha, ragadvesha. Or also, ragadvesha, strong ragadveshas arise. So ragadveshas are stronger the identification of the upadi, stronger the ragadveshas are there. Stronger is identification with the body and mind, etc. That means stronger the ahankara is, narrower the ahankara is, greater the degree of ragadvesha. Because smaller and smaller I am, more stronger the identification, ahankara becomes smaller and smaller. And therefore, it finds then more things other than itself. So the idea of the duality, or idea of therefore the division between oneself and others also becomes stronger. Because I am confined to a very narrow space within myself that I am so and so, and whatever is not so and so is different from me. And stronger is my conviction of what I am, that smaller I am, more people are different from me. So a sense of duality also becomes stronger when ahankara becomes stronger. Ahankara means the sense of narrowness about oneself. The sense of narrowness about oneself is a result of the identification with one's upadhi. And stronger that identification is, stronger the narrowness is, stronger the sense of insignificance is. Stronger the ahankara, stronger the sense of insignificance. And therefore, one becomes more sensitive. More insignificant I feel, more sensitive I become to the way the world is, the way the world treats me, the way I interact with the world. And then my views will be very strong. This is like that is like that. Everywhere, ragadveshas are very strong. And stronger the ragadveshas, greater the obstacle to the capacity to understand. So, ragadi dosha, tad alpatva abheksham indrasya. So, if you have to conclude that Virochana had a strong identification of the body, Indra also had, but not as strong as Virochana had. Therefore, ragadveshas were there in both of them, alpatva, bahutva. Alpatva, the smallness of measure, in small measure, in large measure. So, indrasya chhayam atmagrahana yuktam vyakti karoti. So, Indra, therefore, Indra Virochanayo, so, Indra, the next sentence. Let's see what. Then Bhashya says further, Indra alpadoshatvat drishyate iti shrutyartham eva shraddadhanataya jagraha itaraha Chhaya nimittam deham hitva shrutyartham lakshanaya jagraha prajapatina uktoyam ide dosha bhuyastvat. Indra alpadoshatvat. Indra, because the dosha, ragadveshas, are relatively less strong. Drishyate. So, esha akshani purusho drishyate. So, drishyate is what causes all confusion, which is what needed proper interpretation. Whether the vachyartha was to be taken or the lakshyartha was to be taken. So both of them took the vachyartha anyway. So whatever is seen in the eye, endeavor in any other reflecting medium is Atma. So drishyadeti shrutyarthameva means taking shrutyartham literal meaning. Shraddhadhanataya. So there is shraddha that whatever the Acharya says is true. Shastrasya Guru Bhakyasya Satya Buddhya. So whatever Guru says is Satya. And so this has happened in the past also. Guru said do this and they have done it. Without using their mind. They just said, Guru said that I must stop this water from coming. So he just went there, And Guru says, what is it? The other fellow become blind. There was another disciple. Upamanyu. So people have gone to that extreme. Just literally taking words of the teacher. And so that's the first response. More the Shraddha you have, Shraddhadhanataya. With Shraddha, or the implicit trust that he has in the teacher, he says, what the teacher says is what it is. And therefore, Shrutyarthameva jagraha. He took the literal meaning of what the teacher said, drishyate. The itaraha, what is itaraha? Virochana. The other one, chhaya nimittam deham. On the other hand, Virochana interpreted drishyate as chhaya nimittam deham. So what is seen is chhaya. But then Virochana interpreted that it's not chhaya but chhaya. What causes chhaya is what Prajapati means. So Indra concluded that what the teacher means is literally what you see in the eye. Other one interpreted that it is because of what you see. So reflection is because of the body. The way he concluded that the teacher means that the body is Atma. Hitva, but what happened? Hitva shrutyartham, which means that he has given up the literal meaning of what the teacher said. Lakshanaya jagraha. By lakshana vritti, Virochana grasps this meaning that when the teacher says what is seen in the eye is Atma, it is that because of which it is seen, and therefore, so reflection. By lakshana vritti, the chhaya is interpreted as image, as a bimba. Pratibimba is interpreted as bimba. By lakshana vritti, in this case, the reflection is interpreted as the body. So that because of which the reflection takes place. Prajapatina uktoyamiti. That this is Atma that Prajapati has said, iti dosha bhuyastvahat. Because of dosha. Because of a strong identity. So what made him do that? So after all, by lakshana vritti also, you don't take the literal meaning and interpret that in an implied meaning. But what makes you arrive at the implied meaning is what is in your mind. In Virochana's mind, because of strong identification of the body, it is very likely that he will jump to that conclusion. So what conclusion we already have, you are likely to jump to that conclusion. So that is how although in a way it makes more sense to take the Lakshana Vritti, to conclude that reflection is Atma doesn't seem to make sense really. But to conclude that it is body is Atma makes less sense also, in as much as it only because of the strong identity in the body that Lakshana Vritti, the Lakshana also interpreted that way. So, even though the implied meaning is taken, which is the right thing to do, but the way the implication is taken is based on his own orientation, which arises from a strong identification in the body. So, dosha bhuyastvat. Sri Anandagiri, in the line 22, Yathokta dosha bhuyatva apeksham gruhnato virochanasya abhiprayam dushtantena darshayati. Yasokta dosha bhuyatva apeksham. So, on account of the predominance of this dosha, of ragadvesha, gruhnato virochanasya abhiprayam. So, virochana, who grasped or understood the meaning on account of the greater amount of the defects in his mind, abhiprayam dushtanta. How come? How come this happens? Is it possible that the same instruction can be interpreted differently by different people? Yes, it happens. Dushtantena darshayati. So by drishtanta it is shown how same instruction is interpreted differently by different people. Yathayati. Yatha kila nila nilayoho adarshe dushyamanayoho vasasoho nilam yan tanmaharham idi chaya nimittam vasa eva uchyate na chaya tadvadidi virochana abhipraya. So yatha kila, just as nila nilayo adarshe dushyamanayo, adarshe means mirror, adarshe dushyamanayo, the two things that are seen in the mirror, what? Nila anilayo, vasaso, two garments are seen in the mirror, one is blue, other is not blue. Of the two, yan nilam tan maharhamiti. So this blue garment is costlier, maharham. Idi, so when you say that the blue garment is costlier, you are not looking at the garment, you are looking at the reflection of the garment. So you wear that garment and look at yourself in the mirror and wear other garment, no, this blue is better, more beautiful, more expensive, whatever. So this conclusion of the garment, we arrive at not by looking at the garment, but by looking at the reflection of the garment. And so, tad nimittam vasa eva uchyate. So when the person says that the blue is better, blue is more expensive, blue is more beautiful, by that blue he does not mean the reflection. He means the image which is reflected. Na chaya tadvadidi virochana abhipraya. Similarly also, that virochana heard that Prajapati says that what you see there is Atma, then he said that no, what is seen is Atma, the image is Atma, not reflection. Like this example of the clothes. See the other Tikakara, line 33. Virochana shrutyartham chayatmanam hitva lakshanaya tannimittam deham jagrahite anvaya. Okay. So, Shrutyartha, literal meaning of Chhayatma is given up, and Lakshanaya by implication, Tad Nimittam. So implication must be always connected with that. So Tad Nimittam, that which causes the Chhaya, that is the Deha, is taken as the Atma. Tadvati Anantaram iti Shabdo Adhyaharya. Where are we? Tadvat. Tadvaditi. Oh. Is Adhyaharya. It's there anyway. Nanu ye esho akshini iti shabdashravane tulye kuto dehachhatma rupa bhinnartha jnanam. Again, esh akshini purusho dushyate iti shravane shabdashravane tulye. The listening to both the words the same, but words is the same in both the cases, both the persons. Kuto dehachhatma Chhayatma bhinnartha jnanam. How come one took the Deha as the Atma, other took the reflection as the Atma? So Svachitta. Or as Anandagiri says, Uktamartham Bhudanaka Shrutyart Avastambena Spashtari Svachitta iti. So anyway, whether this Svachitta goes to Bhudanaka or it goes to Indra Virochana is a matter of, says the Bhashya. Svachitta gunadoshvashade vahi shabdarthavadharanam tulye pishravane khyapidam damyata datta dayadham iti dakaramatra shravanat shrutyantare. Svachitta gunadosh vasadevahi shabdartha avadharanam. Shabdartha avadharanam. Avadharanam, understanding of the shabdartha, meaning of the word. So shabdartha avadharanam, the ascertainment of the meaning of the word that we have heard, is svachitta gunadosh vasad. This is general rule. That everybody interprets what is being told based on the Guna dosha vasat. Guna, whether there is virtue or dosha, there is a defect. So depending on the varying degree of the virtue and the defect which are there in one's own chitta, one's own mind, a person, avadharanam, comes to a conclusion about the meaning of the word. Basically, the meaning is understood by the tatparya. So when you listen to the word, you generally interpret or infer what is the tatparya, what is the intended meaning. We always take the intended meaning, and that is where the reasoning comes. So where the literal meaning does not make sense, then you go for intended meaning. Even if the literal meaning makes some kind of a sense, still it doesn't make sense in your mind. No, this person cannot say that. He cannot do that. He cannot believe that. And therefore, you will interpret so Modi says, any political leader, no, he is talking like this, So regardless of what the literal meaning is, the interpretation is based on your inference of tatparya, what is intended by that person, where he is coming from. So depending upon what your, feeling about, conclusion about the person is, that the person is a rogue, he is honest, he is dishonest, he is a cheat, he is a manipulator, whatever it is. So whatever be your conclusion about that person, that will play a role in judging his intention. And that will determine how you interpret his words. That's how it works. So person's own prejudices always play a role in here. That prejudice is not there, but how we find different interpretations of the same statements by the politicians and etc. is because of our conclusion where that fellow is coming from. I know him. One fellow, I know him from Gujarat for many years, So I know where he's coming from. That he is such and such fellow. And therefore, Even though he says this is what he means. So this was his impression from his time that he spent. Some other people thought that he's such and they have a different impression. Many people may live with Mahatma Gandhi, but then each one may have concluded as to what that person is. Somebody thinks he is God, somebody thinks this, somebody is a politician, he is a saint. All kinds of conclusions were there. And accordingly, people will have their own interpretations of what he intended. So what matters, what is intention? And the way we judge the intention of the speaker is what determines how we will interpret the words. Here, however, the intention is not the question, but what is intended to be conveyed is the question. What do these words mean? So that is the thing here. Swachitta gunadoshavashadevai shabdartha avadharanam. Tulyepi shravane khyapitam is well known. So it is well known in other shruti as to how Shabdartha Avadharanam, the ascertainment of the meaning of the word is different, is well declared or well known in other shruti. Damyata datta dayadvamiti dakaramatra shravanat shrutyantarin Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Traya prajapatya prajapato pitari brahmacharyam ushu. So these three, Traya prajapatya, these three progenies of Prajapati. Prajapato pitari brahmacharyam ushu. The Devatas, Danavas and Manavas, the three progeny of Prajapati. They, Pitari went to Prajapato, Pitari went to father. The Prajapati, the great father. Brahmacharyam ushu. All of them lived the life of brahmacharya, means went there to learn, surrender. You don't have that, I have this, that text, you don't have that. So all of them went with the intention of learning. So they lived the life of brahmacharya. So this was the tradition. Devaha, Manusya, Asuraha. These three fellows went. Ushitva brahmacharyam deva uchuhu. And then having lived there, the life of brahmacharya for a period of time, Devaha Uchu, the Devas approached Prajapati and said, Bravitino Bhavaniti, may the Venerable Sir, revered Sir, please tell us something. Tell us what we need to know. That's Bravito. Say something. Tebhya etad aksharam uvacha. To the Devatas, Prajapati said this letter, Da iti. Vijñāsishtaha iti. Then asked, hey, did you understand what I said? Vijñāsishma iti uchuhu. Yes, we understood what you said. Dhamyata iti. That, sir, you said Dhamyata. That's what we understood from what you said. Omiti hovacha vijñāsishtaiti. Yes, you are right. That's what I have said. So you understood what I said correctly. And similarly then the Devatas, Danavas went there and to them they were told, so Manavas datta, the Asuras dayadvam. Same dialogue took place. Dakara matra shravanat. Even though the Devas, Danavas and Manavas, each one of them was only told the. Still, Dhamyata, Devatas understood the means Dhamyata. The Manavas, Datta, Danavas, Dayadvamiti, Tulyepi Shravane, Dakara Shravane. So iti Khyapitam, this is well known as to how people understand these things differently. The line 35 says, Trayaha Prajapatyadi Brahmane Karma Shakhayam Devana Manusyanam Asuranam Ja Prajapato Brahmacharim Vasatam. I already read that. The Iti Prajapatina Ukta Dakara Matra Shravana Deva. So, all the three were living with Prajapati and Prajapati told each one of them the Satvikataya Damasvabhavanam Devanam Swasvanusarana Dama Kartavedi Prajapati Nuktamid Artha Avadharanam Asid. Devatas are sattvic, or at least they represent sattvic people. Devatas. Damasvabhavana. So sattvic people, their self-control is something which is very natural, normal for people of the sattvic people. Because their needs are fewer, their needs of pleasure, etc. is much less, and therefore you find much greater self-control in them. So svava anusarena, in keeping their own nature, damah kartavya iti prajapatena uktam. So they interpreted that Prajapati said, damah kartavya, by the letter the, iti arthavadharan. That was the ascertainment of the meaning of what Prajapati said. Rajas pradhanadaya pravritti svabhavana manushyanam rajas karya pravritti dhanam kartavyam. So dhanam is an activity. Dhamma is not an activity. Dhanam is an activity. So rajas pradhanadaya pravritti svabhavanam, manushya rajas in predominance, and therefore pravritti is their nature. So dhamma is the nature of devatas, pravritti is the lobha pravrittirarambha karmanam asmaspruha is rajas. And so manushyanam rajas karya pravritti rupa dhanam kartavyam. So pravritti is rajas karya, any pravritti. So dhanam is the pravritti which is rajas karyam, the effect of rajas. Tamah pradhanataya himsa svabhavanam. These fellows are greedy, those fellows are cruel. Tamah pradhanataya himsa svabhavanam. Asura, the predominance of tamas, and therefore cruelty is in their nature. Himsa kartavyata vidhi anupatte. So normally they would go for himsa, but then himsa kartavyata vidhi anupatte. So as far as devatas are concerned, they interpreted that what Prajapati says is keeping our nature. As far as manushas are concerned, they also interpret that what Prajapati said is in keeping our nature of activity. But Asura said, hey, Prajapati cannot ask us to do himsa. So himsa kartavyata vidhi. Dakara is a vidhi of what they should do. But it cannot be hinsa kartavyata. So damah kartavyata, dhana kartavyata, when keeping the nature of those two fellows, then himsa kartavya will be nature of them. That cannot be vidhi. Therefore, praneshu dayam kurtaiti prajapatena uktam. So they interpreted the Prajapati means that praneshu dayam kuruta. Hey, may you show compassion or pity towards the creatures. Avadhanam asit iti khyapidam. Khyapidam is well known. So this is what the Brahadharanyaka has declared. So same day Anandagiri says, Devan manushyan asuramsya prajapatina dakaropadeshe sadharanyena krute tesham tadeshravane tulyepi tadartha vishaya avadharanam swachitta gunadoshpada Brahadharanyake khapidam. So khapidam, well known where? In Brahadharanyake. Tatha yapi. So same thing applies here. Tatra va katham tulyepi shravane artha vishesha buddhihi. Again, specifically, how come they interpreted the meanings differently? So damyata adantaya vayam svabhavata. So this is Anandagiri says. Other Tikakara said devatas are satvikaha, therefore they understood this way. Because Dhamma is in nature, so Prajapati has told them to do what there is in the nature. Here adantaya vayam svabhavena. Devatas know that we have no control over ourselves when it comes to the indulgence in pleasures. Dhammeti asman prati pitra pita uktavanati devanam matiravirasi. Therefore, right, the Prajapati rightly said, may we exercise self-control because we know that we have no control over ourselves. Svabhavatu lubdha vayam. Manushas know that svabhavata lubdha, by nature we are greedy. Tena datta iti asmanapati uktavan pita. Therefore, Pita has said, get over with your greed, datta, and therefore you give. Iti manushyanam buddhina said. Sukrurahe vayam svabhavataha. The asuras know that we are by nature cruel, very cruel. Then Dadvametasman Prati Prajapati Uchivaniti. And so Deva Prajapati said that Dadvam may overcome this cruelty by Daya. So overcome the Swachandata or indulgence by Dhamma, overcome the greed by Dhanam, and overcome the Krauryam, cruelty by Daya. That is, Tadevam Tat evam Dakara Matra Shravanat Atmachittanrodena Vichitra Tesham Manisha Pravritta. Thus, in this manner, Atma Chitta Anurodhena, depending on how their mind was, their conclusion what themselves was and what their problem was. So each one of them was aware of what problem they had, and accordingly they interpreted the same letter that Prajapati is asking, solving our problem. Prajapati is giving an instruction as to how to overcome this problem of indulgence, of greed, of cruelty, and accordingly they interpreted the same letter inappropriately. Tatha Indra Virocanapi Bhavishyati. Similarly, in Indra and Virocana also, that this is only example of how different interpretation conclusions can come from the same instruction. Although in case of those fellows it was proper. In case of the Devatas, Vanavas, Danavas, it's proper. Here is not proper. But all it is how, depending on the orientation of one's mind, how the interpretation can be different. That's all the example is. See, Indra Virochanayoho Yukti Darshana Avisheshat Artha Pratipatti Avishesha Syadi Chet At Indra Virochanayoho Yukti Darshana Avisheshat. But we would think that both Indra and Virochana would apply the same reasoning. Instruction is about Atma, and therefore we would expect that Indra and Virochana would apply the same kind of reasoning to arrive at the meaning of what the teacher has said. Therefore, Artha Pratipatti Avishesha, therefore, their interpretation also should have been the same, because they should apply the same reasoning. It is no, that's not so. Nimittani api. So says Bhashyakara, Nimittani api tat anugunani eva sahakarini bhavante. Tat anugunani nimittani eva sahakarini bhavante. So this nimittani, what is yukti darshanani api? This is nimitta. Yukti darshanani api. So yukti darshanam. What yukti you have to apply to understand what is being told? Swachitta ganodosha alpat bahuta apekshani. So what yukti you apply? It is true that when you hear something, you apply your own reasoning to arrive at your conclusion. You arrive at conclusion applying your own reasoning. But application of reasoning also will differ based on the swachitta ganodosha, depending on the orientation of mind and also the dullness or the sharpness of your mind. So even yukti that you apply also is different. That yukti is a very important nimitta in arriving at the conclusion. So what is said is one thing, is something. You apply your reasoning and arrive at the conclusion of what is said. That different people will apply different yuktis depending upon their orientation, and therefore arrive at different interpretations. So nimittani, yukti darshanani api, that's a nimitta. Tat anugunani eva. So that yukti also will be only tad anugunani, meaning will be only in keeping with the nature of the mind. So nimitta that you apply, between what you hear and what you understand, there is some nimitta, some reasoning is there, some cause is there. In this case, of the nature of yukti. So yukti or reasoning is what you apply to interpret the meaning of what is being said, and the nature of reasoning also will differ depending upon the nature of the mind or the defect of the mind. So yukti darshanani api swachitta gunadosha alpatva ahuto apekshani. If dosha is there, lot of dosha is there, some kind of yukti will occur to you. If less dosha is there, different yukti will occur to you. Tayo tad apeksham pratipatti vaishamyam. Therefore, the interpretation also will be different depending on what yukti you apply, and what yukti apply depends upon your own mind again. Okay, we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jahan करवा देना